exciting! Welcome back to a wonderful review of a wonderful Precure. And we just have quite a goofy, silly episode we get into here. We immediately flash back to what happened at the end of the last episode, introducing Cure Nyammy, retold by the goofiest silly puppy on the planet. It is absolutely hilarious that we just have this kind of little tea party, and both Iroha and Komugi are so brightly describing Cure Nyammy. There are redeeming qualities to the fact that our characters have no brain cells and are very happy. Like, I think this is a proper use of the Genki trope with characters. Because the two of them completely ignore the fact that there was some tension between them and Nyammy. They ignore it. Mei's like, I don't know who this Nyammy person is, but as long as we have more cures, we're gonna win. While Satoru is cautious. Also, this tea set is back. We keep featuring it. When are they gonna sell it? Like, why would they have such beautiful tea set designs if they're not going to sell it? Anyways, our band brains here really working it hardcore. We also see a lot of this outline style in this episode. I just wanted to point it out because I love it. I think it's really cute and quirky. But we also get a lot of like, yeah, yay. I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, but yeah, we can see Yuki in the opening now. We also can see the bow on the back of her head better with like the little, snowflake on the back. I thought it's cute. It's nice to see her part of the opening officially. I hope we get to see more of her human design going forward, but not yet. Meanwhile, we turn to Yuki and Mayu hanging out, where Mayu is just very, very affected by this interaction with this strange girl and Cure Nyammy. Well, our heroes are like, let's do detective work. Now, if there is anything that we have learned about our group, it's that them trying to be proactive in finding stuff is kind of a mixed bag of results. Mostly not going particularly anywhere. They just kind of, by the end of the episode, find the thing that they were looking for, or it comes to them, more or less. They did find the bear. I give it to them. They did find the bear. But now we gotta figure out, where's Cure Nyammy? Like, who could she be? And I also want to put it out there that what I mentioned last episode with Mayu is that I'm so used to, like, characters not being able to figure out, like, the identity, and that this whole rigmarole of trying to hunt down who Nyammy is a lost cause. But I'm impressed with Mayu. I'm impressed with Mayu. So first of all, we have Komugi going to every single individual under the sun and nearly blowing their secret identity out of the water. But of course, this doesn't do, like, this is not as much a problem. Honestly, Iroha and Komugi, I think, are the worst individuals we've seen in history at trying to keep this secret. Both of them are absolutely terrible about it. But this series does acknowledge kind of the elephant in the room about secret identities, which for the most part is that people just won't believe it. They just don't really care. Like, if someone says, oh, a dog can talk, moms are like, yeah, of course they did, sweetie. That's cute. Kind of refreshing to have this self-awareness for once. We have this statue. I don't know what's up with this statue. I don't know why they've got like the Satan goat coming out of the ground and carrying letters. They did a whole bit here. I don't know if this is based off something that's real in Japan. I was thrown off by the joke because I was like, is that, like, I get that Komugi's talking to a statue in her little detective interrogation situation, but this goat is not I did not see any of this when I was in Japan. I don't know what this goat is with the letters. Like, is this the equivalent of a mailbox? I feel like it's not very safe for your mail because, like, it will just, like, the letters will blow away and it's just holding one in its mouth. Maybe that's part of the statue. You lost me. But it was cute to see them do this whole Detective Komugi bit because I was cracking jokes about Detective Komugi, and then they went all in on it. They do a kind of a little funny bit where it's like a lot of detective shows back in the day used to have like the detective smoking, but instead of smoking, she's just having a dog biscuit. Reminds me of another smoking dog bit. I also love that they acknowledge that Nyammy has this like beautiful hair, lovely gorgeous hair, and then they're like, oh, you know what else has a lovely gorgeous hair? A horse. Which mood, horses are great. And we have the really cute carriage ride, where once again gonna sit here and have my little rant about Satoru being a cure. It's what he deserves. There's also a strong lack of Daifuku. There's no reason why we couldn't have taken Daifuku on this little journey. Poor little guy. Gets such little screen time lately. No reason why he couldn't have enjoyed the mystery here. Also, this character, out of nowhere, we have this heavily designed character rolling up. And I'm vibing. This outfit is so nice. I'm just, it's great. I'm gonna say it though. They're cool looking, but no Cure. No Cureism for you. They have a dog. They can't be a Cure. I don't know, cause I don't know. I feel like the series is trying to throw us off, being like, here's this unusually designed character who normally would be a main character, like running around with main character vibes, but we're just gonna have them for one episode. I will put it out here. They have a dog. We already have a Komugi. You know, would it be fair to have another dog Cure? No. I think that's silly. Why would we do that? Instead, this is the villain. Just hear me out. The villain. Like, it's got, like, we have the hair, but, like, it's kind of got wolf vibes. Like, you know, we'll transform into a wolf. I don't know. I'm just saying, well, what if this is a villain? Bum, bum, bum. They've got a very nice design. Just keep your eye out for a villain that has blue eyes, or green eyes and blue hair. Like, you know, I'm just saying. Which also I wanted to bring up this topic because we were under the impression, especially with so much of what we've gotten from the series, that Nyammy was going to be categorized as a blue Cure, but more and more merch has showcased the potential of Nyammy being a white Cure, which everybody I've seen who has not like engaged a lot with the series thinks Nyammy is a white Cure. So I do wonder if that categorization is going to be something that they leave kind of in a vague department, and we're not going to know the official color until we hit like the next anniversary and they release another costume chronicle telling us what category they fit inside of. Or I also would say another thing that I usually just assume that the color that characters kind of, to me, represent is whatever the color the background is for their transformation. So once we finally get that Nyammy transformation, I'm curious what the background will look like. It'll probably be predominantly blue, to be fair. But this is kind of like a nice, like, this is like a dark blue going on with this character's hair. And they got that blue hair clip. No, I mean, they also got that gray-black thing going on. It's kind of villainous. I don't know. I'm just saying. They could be the big bad. They could be a general. Just keeping the door open to not them being And then Komugi getting mentioned in this scene, being like, don't sit around this character that could potentially be a Cure. We need to go elsewhere. Oh my god, we see this trio again. I love this trio. They spark joy. I'm glad that they're getting so much screen time. I've seen that, at least from the side of the fandom that I'm on, they're big fan favorites, so I'm glad that they have more influence. And they bring up the charm again, which will ultimately point our gang in the direction of going to visit Mayu and going to Mayu's house to figure out, this smells like Mayu. Could it be Mayu? Could this have something to do with Mayu and Mayu's family? Also, pointing out what the potential for all the like craziness we've had thus far in this episode is the fact that all of these got bought up very quickly, which I believe Mayu designed it, so congratulations to Mayu. But Komugi has been running left and right and going to very random locations, thinking that all of this smells like Nyammy. I wonder if that's because all of these people have the packs and they're gone off the shelf. And then, of course, Komugi and Yuki have a little moment where Komugi's like, you also smell a little bit like Nyammy. That's crazy. That's kooky. And then there's just, like, borderline fourth wall break here with Yuki. We have this very ominous shot of the Mirror Stone where Mayu is gonna sit there and have thoughts. I had a friend point out the arrows on the ground and that there's 3 of them. It may just be because that's just normal road signage for a roundabout in Japan, but they were musing that it could mean that there are 3 pairs in the series, which I think a lot of people are theorizing that whatever the mid-season ends up being, it's might be a pair of an animal and a human again. We have some nice shots of human form Yuki and Nyammy, but of course Mayu's figuring it out. Mayu has cracked the code. Mayu's like, this individual is the same. I may not know it's my cat, but I know this person has a secret identity. And Twig-chan ruins the day, as always, when Mayu pursues the Garu. You have Truck-kun, well, you have Twig-chan, who just will snap every time you're trying to sneakily get away. Satoru was also defeated by Twig-chan, so one step for the whole family. Rescued by Nyammy once again. It's nice to see, because we don't get so much of what Yuki actually thinks and feels too much, so it's nice to see these very consistent actions where she cares about Mayu. Mayu is her number 1. That's the only priority that she really has. And then we have these two goobers who, again, because of their genkiness, like, ultimately address Yuki with the sentiment that we should all be friends and that we all should get along, or addressing Nyammy specifically, leading Mayu to realize that her name is Cure Nyammy. Oh, and then we also have we have this cute little scene where Nyammy picks her up and rescues her. Dude, I wish this was me. This looks like it'd be a lot of fun to experience, like just getting flinged up in the air. Doing somersaults, like, I want to go for the ride. I also love that Mayu does this whole, like, wait, come back, I want to talk to you, I have questions. And then, like, Nyammy shows up, like, an inch away from her face, which is hilarious because I can just imagine Yuki being like, you always smush me against your face. Why are you surprised that I'm this close? There is no perception of personal space between you and I. And ultimately, Nyammy says what she does always, which is like, don't get involved, stay safe, girl. But we did establish in this episode, like, the big thing that kind of separates this from being kind of a fillery episode to actually having importance is that we do establish that Mayu has now seen the other cures. And then I also made sure that Mayu did not see Satoru, but I think Satoru saw Mayu. Because they're obviously, like, we can get away with the whole cure thing as long as Mayu knows that everybody has these secret forms but doesn't know who they are. But the second she sees Satoru, she's like, hey, I know that person. I have questions. So I can see them trying to keep those individuals from interacting until they want to reveal that our girls are the cures. And then we get the goofy silliness rest of the episode where we ping pong our hedgehog, and we have a brief moment where Nyami's like, I'm gonna go, like, I put Mayu a safe distance away, I'm gonna take out this dang Gado. But then has this like moment where friendship has prevailed and they're like, no fighting. And she doesn't push it too much. She's like, fine, whatever, bye. Despite them being like, let's all be friends and work together, she's like, pass. In the meantime, we have our usage of the bad kitty animal. Don't know how useful this whole bit was. Like, they have super strength being cures, but we're trying to shoehorn in all of the items, so whatever. We stop the hedgehog and then we befriend them. And yay, the episode's over. We just have a cute little Mayu Yuki moment where Mayu just reaffirms that she is aware that Nyammy and human Yuki are the same person, but she's also like, I feel a connection to this individual. I feel like I know them. All of this just slowly building to the whatever reveal we have. I personally hope they go in the direction of, that was a spoiler, but Mayu will eventually become Cure Lillian. I'm hoping that this is all building to her becoming Lillian, because I would prefer that Yuki doesn't join the team and become like a part of the team without Mayu. I would much prefer that, like, there's a little bit of tension between the girls and Nyammy for a little bit longer, and the one who ends the tension is Mayu, because that would really solidify herself in the group, because her being the bridge between Iroha and Komugi to Yuki, I think just works for the characters. And I feel like that's the direction they're going into, but I can't guarantee that. I have no idea. That's my hope. I'm not even gonna call it a theory. I call it a wish. But we also see something that a lot of us have already theorized, which is that the ribbon that she received from Mayu is her transformation device that has some kind of power. And given the fact that it glows at the end of the episode, just reaffirms that sort of theory that this is in some way, shape, or form a magical item. Whether it is both her transformation item and eventually her weapon, or if it's just one or the other, that is the theory we have. Kind of just drives that home. And nonetheless, thank you for watching this week's episode. I will see you next time. Bye-bye!